London mayoral hopeful Susan Hall blasts Sadiq Khan, saying his pledge to recruit 1,300 police officers is not worth the paper it is written on. Sadiq Khan has been attacked by his London mayoral rival Susan Hall for not taking policing seriously after he made a fresh election promise. The London mayor has vowed to put roughly 1,300 extra neighbourhood police officers, PCSOs and special constables on the streets of London. He made the pledge alongside Shadow Home Secretary Yvette Cooper while out on patrol with officers from the Metropolitan Police in Earlsfield, southwest London. But a Tory source has hit back, pointing out the promise will only be honoured under a new Labour government, which amounted to blackmail of voters, they said. The source said, he's promising this only if Labour win the next general election, which is basically blackmail. And the Conservative candidate for London Mayor Susan Hall, who launched her campaign to oust Mr Khan this week, vowing to listen to Londoners, fired back at Mr Khan's desperate ploy to bail out his mayoralty. She said, Sadiq failed to meet his recruitment targets, and was the only police and crime commissioner in the country to do so. He isn't taking policing seriously, and this latest pledge isn't worth the paper it's written on. I will bring back borough-based policing, put £200 million into the Met, and get more bobbies on the beat. Unlike Sadiq, him listening to Londoners, whereas he is desperately trying to bail out his mayoralty after 8 long years of failure. Making his new election promise, the Labour incumbent said, keeping Londoners safe is my number one priority, being both tough on crime and tough on its complex causes. I'm delighted to announce that working with a new Labour government it put around an extra 1,300 police and community support officers on the beat in London. This comes alongside the record investment I'm already delivering in City Hall to keep Londoners safe. Under this Tory government, an unprecedented squeeze on Met resources has meant neighbourhood policing has disappeared from too many communities. Our hard-working officers have simply been stretched too thin. After more than a decade of Tory neglect, a return to proper neighbourhood policing would be at the heart of my third term as mayor. Mr Khan said that the additional officers would reduce crime and make sure victims of crime are properly supported. He said neighbourhood policing will only be able to be restored with a Labour government and a Labour mayor, adding that's why 2024 is so important. It comes as the party previously pledged to recruit an extra 13,000 community police officers and PCSOs across the country to tackle knife crime and drug dealing if elected. Ms Cooper said, Labour has always been the champion of neighbourhood policing, local officers and PCSOs who know the community and work with them to prevent crime, catch criminals, and keep residents safe. But across the country after 14 years of Conservative government neighbourhood policing has been heavily cut back. That's why Sadiq's plan to rebuild neighbourhood policing in the capital is so important, getting policing back into communities and rebuilding confidence. Already Sadiq has delivered more neighbourhood support to communities, including dedicated local officers. But we need to go further.